welcome back to my channel, and welcome to day 17 of Veda. Are we surprised at all? It was like I called him from the other room by saying, welcome to my channel, because we all know, if you're not new around here, if you're returning, we all know that Jellybean thinks it's all about him. If you are new here, hi, my name is Alita. This is Alita in the books, and this is my dog, Jellybean, who thinks he's a superstar every time the camera comes out. So, get used to it. Are you good now? Can you go lay down? Today is day 17 of Veda, which, by the way, Veda so hard because I pre-filmed the first 2 weeks, so that went swimmingly. I didn't have to worry about a thing. I only have one more video pre-filmed, and it doesn't come out until the 31st, and we're on the 7th. Well, technically it's the 16th, because as it goes right now, I have to film one video, edit, upload, and have it ready for the next day. I'm hoping to get ahead on this, but I'm so freaking busy that I don't see that actually happening. So today we are doing a video that I never thought I would do. This is the anti-Tbr tag, and it's not for the reasons that you think, you know, oh, you don't want to be negative on your channel or anything like that, which is kind of true, but honestly the main reason I wasn't going to do this popular tag is because I didn't think I would have answers for these questions. I do not remember these questions because it's been several months. So just unscripted, we're gonna answer these tag questions because honestly I don't have to edit tags. You can see me up close, personal, and unscripted and unfiltered. So you're welcome. Get comfortable, grab some coffee or tea or water and maybe a snack, because it's about to get spicy up in here. But in all reality, I shouldn't have to say this disclaimer, but I'm still going to. If I say that I'm never going to read one of your favorite books, it's not a diss on you or to hurt your feelings. We're allowed to have different bookish tastes. In fact, I think that's what makes BookTube such a good community, is that we have all these different opinions. Like, if I felt the same exact way as every other booktuber out there, or said the exact same thing about every single book that I read as every other booktuber, that would get repetitive and boring. So it's not meant to hurt your feelings. It's just a fun tag that I thought I would make. So I don't know who the original creator is, but I'm going to look for it, and if I can find it, I'll link it down below. If not, then I'm sorry. Okay. Question 1. A popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. Okay, so the first book that comes to mind, oh my gosh, no hard feelings here, okay? The first book that immediately comes to my mind is A Little Life by Hanukkah. I don't remember. I've heard that it's torture porn. I've heard that everyone loves that book, that it makes you cry and very depressed, and typically I love depressing books. Like, the more hard-hitting something is, the more I'm gonna enjoy it. But there's something about A Little Life that just does not sit well with me. I've heard that there's trigger warnings for everything. I've never read the book, never will. But not only that, it's like you follow this friend group for their entire lives, or this person for his entire life. I don't know enough about it, nor do I want to read torture porn. So, next. Oh, I guess another book that I'm never going to read. So, I've recently found a love for adult romance, you know, and I'm okay with adult romance, but I'm never going to read 50 Shades of Grey. I'm never gonna read just erotica. Like, that is not my thing. So, I guess there's a couple of answers for you. Now, let's go on to question number 2. A classic book or author you don't have an interest in reading. I do remember this question, and in all honesty, I remember thinking all of them. I don't like classics. I don't read them, and if I do read them, I always end up hating them. So why would I put myself through the torture of reading a classic just because they're classics and people are supposed to love them and whatever? I have read one book by Jane Austen. Didn't like it. Never gonna go there again. I just don't like classics in general. And I don't think that makes me, like, uneducated or whatever you might say. Like I said, we're allowed to have differing opinions. I don't enjoy classics, so a classic book I will never read. I will probably never read any of them that I haven't already read. And that doesn't mean that I'm never going to pick up a classic. I'm sure I'll find one that sounds really good. Part of me wants to read Huckleberry Finn. I've never read that. I kind of am a little bit intrigued, but is it at the top of my TBR? No. Am I going to stress if I don't ever read a classic again? No. I'm sure I'll pick up a classic someday, just I'm not a huge classic reader. Sorry. With that spiel, let's go on to question number 3, which is an author whose books you have no interest in reading. Okay, I guess I'm going to go with authors that I've read from before, and I have no interest in continuing, just because their writing style isn't for me, or something like that. One is Leigh Bardugo. I get why she's such a beloved author. Her books are good, but I am not the right audience for her books. I don't like her writing style. It's just not for me. And then another author, This one is a thriller author. So, here's the tea. I'm passing you the tea because I love thrillers. A thriller author I have no interest in reading from anymore is Sherry Lepina. I know, everyone loves her books. I could never get into them. I've tried 2 or 3 of them and just not for me. You know what? Since we're talking about thriller authors, let's also throw Wendy Walker out there. I think I have one more Wendy Walker book on my TBR that I've been debating if I want to unhaul without reading, but I kind of want to read it. So, if I read that Wendy Walker book, it'll probably be my last book by that author. This feels nice. I mean, there are a couple problematic authors that I will never, ever read from, either again or for the first time. But that's not really what the question is asking. 3.2. A problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. Emily A. Duncan. I'm not going to tell you anything about the drama with these authors, and if you don't know and you don't care, then, whatever. Keep doing you. But if I name an author that you didn't know was problematic, Google is your best friend. I'm not going to get into it here because this is a safe space, and I am an ally. So, okay. Anyway, Emily A. Duncan, J. Kristoff, I think that's his name. The Lumine series author. Yeah, I will never read from him. That who shall not be named. J.K. Rowling. Yeah, I won't read any of her stuff anymore. I even stopped reading Harry Potter. I was reading Harry Potter for the first time last year, and then some very despicable things about this author came out, and I do not support that on this channel, so I'm not gonna ever finish Harry Potter, not gonna ever find out how it ends, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I also will not be reading anything from Stephanie Meyer anymore, and I have never read a book by this author. I have never read a book by this author, and nor have I ever been interested. That is a lie. I have read a graphic novel by this author, and I thought it was fine. But I'm never, ever gonna pick up another Rainbow Rowell book. No, I just don't agree. So, there's that. Whew, we're spilling some tea here today. I hope you were ready. Okay, number 4. An author you have read a couple of books from and have decided their books are not for you. I feel like I kind of already answered that with Leigh Bardugo. Number 5. A genre you have no interest in, or a genre you tried to get into and couldn't. Okay, I have an answer for both. So, a genre I have no interest in is classics, which we kind of already talked about, so we're just gonna sail right through that one. No big deal. The second one is sci-fi. I've tried many sci-fi books, and I just don't get into them. Usually I end up hating them, and I don't see that ever changing. Fantasy, on the other hand, I'm not a huge fantasy reader, but if the premise sounds good enough and it can hold me in that world, or better yet, in this world with magical elements, because that's my go-to, then, yeah, of course, I would like it. But a genre I couldn't get into is sci-fi. A genre I have no interest in is classics. Whew. 6. A book you have bought but will never read. This can be a book you have unhauled or returned to the library unread. Okay. See, the thing is that I typically don't buy books unless I'm interested in reading them. I'm trying to think if there's a book that I bought. I actually don't have an answer for that one. Like, I just don't. Okay. Number 7, a series you have no interest in reading, or a series you started and have DNF'd. I bet you I could think of an answer for both of those, but instead I'm just going to give you a couple of series that I have no interest in whatsoever. I don't like series anyway, so I could say every series ever, but that wouldn't be entirely true, because there are exceptions to every rule. At least I think there are. But let's see. A series. So I'm never going to read any of the Shadowhunters series. I have started, I don't even know what the name of the series is, but it's like The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I'm not going to continue with that series. I'm not going to continue with Brave New World by Rachel Vincent, because I hated one thing that happened in that book. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. And another, let's see. I probably won't ever read any of Sarah J. Maas's book series. I don't even know what it's called. ACOTAR? I don't know. I don't care either. Yeah, none of those big fantasy series. Although, I might. Okay, so I've read The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I might. Don't hold me to this, because I don't even own these books yet, but someday I might read the Lord of the Rings series. Part of me is very interested in that series. Okay, and then number 8, a new release you have no interest in reading. See, that's hard, because if I have no interest in reading it, I'm not going to remember it. I will give you one that I'm kind of on the fence about. Like, it sounds so good based on what I've seen on BookTube, but at the same time, I usually don't like romantic comedies in book form, and that is the new Tessa Bailey one that's kind of inspired by Schitt's Creek. I've never watched Schitt's Creek, so I have no idea what it's about, but it's like some privileged girl falls in love. She's like Buffy, and like, I just don't care. Are there any other books that just came out that I'm not interested in? See, I don't know many new books, and if they're ones that don't interest me, then I just kind of forget about them. So I really don't have an answer for that one either. But that was the entire tag. I guess question number 9, even though it wasn't listed, was to tag someone. So, Tag, you're it. If you are watching this video, you have a booktube channel, or you just want to do this fun tag, do it. You are it. Whoop whoop. On another note, I am tagging Heather from Belle's Library. I honestly don't know if you've done this or not, but if you haven't, it was very fun. It was kind of a chill video. So, you're it. Joe from Fight and Read Like a Girl, you're it as well. And when you do these videos, because I tagged you and I said you have to, please comment down below so I can go check out your video. Oh, and I also am tagging Beth from Beth and Books. I'll link all their channels down below. They are amazing creators, so please go check them out. Thank you for having this chill, chatty tag video. I will see you tomorrow for Veda. Don't forget to like this video by giving it a big thumbs up, subscribing to my channel because you don't want to miss a day of Veda or anything after Veda. And if you're unfamiliar with what Veda is, I will link it up here. Go check it out and come back and visit me tomorrow.